My understanding is that the documents that police used to investigate are confidential documents. How did you get access to this CID document?
Honorable Chairman, if you remember that these documentations were actually available even at the time last year. And just the same way I'm saying, you asked me to get you the document showing that Kafura has been recommended for being charged in court for perjury. You can find documents if you need them, and some of them you will look for them, you will find them.
I think I think you've not answered the question. How did you find them? Of course, to find you have to look, but how did you find them? Because this, I know for a fact that in a matter that doesn't concern you directly, police files are confidential files. So how did you find this document?
This document was circulating.
To who?
It was circulating around. Nowadays, there's hardly any document you can't find either in the internet or wherever. So it's not an official submission.
So you got it in the internet?
No, I got it from a friend. It's an informal. It is not a formal document that I was given, but I have access to it. On the second question, on follow-through on the issue of the AIE holding, I think I have made it very clear to this committee that I did do my part in ensuring that I allow the officers under me to do their work. And for the issue of the PS, being the accounting officer, when I sensed there was an issue, I wrote to him and reminded him of his duties. Now, that is the follow-through you can do as a minister, short of going across to the institution to look at the system. My work was not to look at the system. That was the work of the accounting officer. You assume that once the instructions are made, he is the one to follow through according to his obligations in the law. And that no one can change. It's in the law. I've already read the provisions of the law, section 68, 1 and 2F. And I've also talked about section 67 of the PFM Act, the Constitution. I have made reference to it. And I've also shown you correspondences from me to the PS reminding him of his duty, which, by the way, negates that conversation which he says that other people were running the ministry and not him, because you could see I actually wrote to him to tell him to make sure he takes charge of the situation. The other issue is on the accounting officer and...
What is it? What is it, Honorable?
Thank you, Chair. Chair, I just wanted to really get to understand. You let Dr. Githinji to continue or let go, transact the business of the NYS, whereas you know that he has been misappropriating the funds. Therefore, instead, the person you brought in to take charge, you didn't give him the tools and even put him to be in charge, but you let Githinji go with all the messes for around 2-3 months.
Honorable members, I want you to know that the time we reported the issue of the NYS was in May. And the day we discovered there was an issue, I personally am the one who wrote a letter to CID asking for investigations. Up to that time, we were not even aware there had been a loss of 791. The only thing we knew at that point is that we were complaining about unexplained costs, and you can tell that from the memos. And I said, looking back, you said no wonder there was unexplained costs. But at the time in January and February, we were not aware there was any loss. We just thought that this gentleman is not focusing on ensuring that there is efficiency. If you read the conversations in the memos, that is what we are actually saying. So you cannot say that we allowed Githinji to continue transacting the system. As a matter of fact, we didn't even know, at least I didn't know, that he continued to transact in the system up to 20th May, save for this auditor's report that highlights that issue. I wouldn't know. If it was not written here, we wouldn't know. So
just a moment.